Well, hi guys, Delphan here, and let's play some game. So you can see now that here I'm controlling a snake, and this is a typical snake game, as you can see here, and I'm eating those green little eggs. And after I ate the eggs, then my snake becomes longer each time. As you can see, if I just hit the wall here, and the game ends. Well, let's take a closer look at how exactly the game works. Well, the first thing we need to understand is the constant class here. Well, the constant class consists of 7 different final integer variable, right? So what this does is we could check whether whether when I press a key, we could check whether the key I press is a left key, a right key, up key, down key, or anything else. And here the rows and the colors and rows is the size of our playground for our snake, and the border size here means the board size. So if our snake reaches the maximum border size, then our snake dies and the game ends. Well, let's take a closer look. Let's take a closer look at the egg class here. Well, the egg class here basically consists of the color of the egg and the size of the egg, and here it shows how the egg will show up each time. And well, here we set the color of the egg to be green. So when I run this program here, the egg appears on the board game should be a green egg, right? As you can see before, remember before? Let me show you again. Well, you can see that the egg is now a green egg, right? That's because the color we set here is green, right? And board size, constant of board size. Well, this is very normal to think of because obviously your egg can be over the board size, right? In that case, the snake can't eat the egg without being killed, right? So again, here is the color and the board size, and the fill over means just to create a random egg here, right? So you have to actually draw an egg in the board in order for the egg to appear. And also so this fill over here just means to fill the egg, right? So you can see, and you can control your snake to eat the egg. And then yeah, that's basically our snake our egg class. And you can see that we create the random value here. That means we have to let the egg to show up in a random place. Yeah, you can see here. We use the random value to generate to be the constructor of the egg, because we want to generate the egg in a random position. Well, let's take a look at the node class. So what a node means is what's the length of the snake. So if you say your snake is 10 nodes long, that means your snake's length is 10, right? And everything about snake game is just increasing your node every time you eat an egg, and then don't try not to die and have as many nodes as possible until the game is over. So you can see here, right? The DIR means which direction we are in. So DIR means direction. And that here is the part where our constant comes into play. You can see, yeah, the constant. If the direction here is equals to the constant on the left, that means if the computer reads in a left key press, then we'll move all the snake, every node of the snake one unit to the left. So in that way, on the screen, we actually can see that the snake is moving to the left. And all we are doing here is we are just shifting every node 1 unit to the left. And the same logic for right, up, and down, right? And that's basically our node. And then we have to have a equals object here, right? So what this does is, well, if the node equals to a node, then we are not overlapping it, right? So because our snake game is a little bit different from the other snake game, which means that when this snake can go directly up and down. This because we didn't include a line here that says if your snake hit yourself, or your snake if one node and another node overlap, then you die, right? But we don't include that statement. So that is our node class. Well, let's get into our snake class actually. Well, the snake class obviously consists of the direction, which means which direction is the snake moving, and then we have our node here. So our node here represents that how many score we have, right? So our snake has initial nodes number, and then each time it is an egg, then we just increase the node. So at last we can just subtract the final node of the snake with the initial node of the snake, and then we get the score of the snake. So no, the score of the player, right? So add node, yes. Add node means we just add one node at the end of the snake, so the snake becomes longer. And each egg is there are two actions happening in the each egg. Well, the first one is the egg has to disappear, and the second one is one node has to be added to the end of the snake. So you can see we use a very simple if statement here to just check whether the snake is overlapping an egg or not. If it is, then yeah, we have to vanish the egg, right? And here jaw means how we actually present our snake as a graphic to the user. So right now our snake is without all this statement, our snake is basically just an entity you cannot see, but it exists, and you can play the game, but you cannot see it. So how are you supposed to play it? So we just draw the snake here, right? We set the color of the snake, and something like that. And then the key press here is how we control the snake. So if you within a key, like says, so if I press the left key here, like I'm doing right now, then this statement, then the program will assign the left key a value, and then we will compare if the constant or left. So if they equal to one another, then we know that the user just press the left key here. Yes. And so let's get into the mainframe here. So the mainframe is basically a collection of all the classes, the constant, egg, node, and snake class. And the mainframe is where the game actually happens, right? So you can see we paint a board here for the snake to swim in. And then we set the color of our font, the line that reads on the upper left corner of our game board. And then we have our snake egg, and we have our score here. Yes, and those things just keeps the simply keeps the game runs, right? Well, let's run the game one final time. You can see that this game is pretty awesome. You can see that we made up all of this using the incorporated GUI of the Java, and yeah, it's a pretty hard game, by the way. So that's all for my program, and thanks for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoy. See you next time.